Think back to the first time you watched an anime as a kid. The moment you were completely pulled into another world, seduced by its beauty and the way everything felt larger than life. Then your parents walked in right when things got sus. Starting a new show always felt breathtaking, stepping into an unknown world, uncovering its history and feeling the thrill of discovery. Last Exile is unique because it's not just about exploring a new world, it's about witnessing one on the edge of collapse. The moment you press play on that first episode, you are lost. The world is just there. Meet Claus and Lavie, two kids who are basically Uber drivers but for delivering messages in a world where everything runs on steampunk airships. They are the kind of people who would ditch a race they are winning just to help someone in trouble. At first, the anime eases you in with their small-scale adventures, zipping around and taking odd delivery jobs, until they pick up a job that involves escorting a mysterious little girl named Alvis. And then, the anime starts chucking a fucking buffet of new plot twists. The brats are causing a massive war between two nations. Instead of just trying not to crash their janky little airship, they end up on a gigantic battleship called the Silvana, which is pretty much a mercenary group doing whatever the fuck they want. That was just the beginning of the story. From there, it's political drama, sky battles, hidden conspiracies, and people casually making 20 world-altering decisions like it's just another Tuesday. Which feels a bit too unrealistic? Maybe not too unrealistic. And through all this, Alvis, who seemed like a random lost kid, turns out to be the key to some ancient world-changing secrets. And if you are worried that I spoiled the story for you, believe me, it would be hard even if I tried to. As you watch the show, your brain scrambles to make sense of the world using every clue available. Why does this one girl randomly hold the fate of the world in her hands? What happened in the past to make the world this way? And who the fuck named themselves the Guild? The mystery element is strong. Last Exile never dumps exposition on you. Instead, it gives you fragments, conversations, symbols, and subtle visual cues, and trusts you to put them together. You just see it. Pilots blinking signals mid-air, relaying crucial informations without a word. No narrator jumps in to explain, because why would they? This is their world. They already understand it. No one stops to break down how Vanships refuel, or lecture you on why water is precious. You learn by watching. Through the way engineers handle the fuel like liquid gold, how soldiers ration every drop, or how spilling water is treated like reckless waste. And that's the beauty of it. The anime trusts you to pick up on details like this. Instead of spoon-fed in every explanation, it throws you in. No map, no tutorial. If something doesn't make sense, it's not bad writing. It's because you are missing a piece of the puzzle. Look, I'm a drug addict, and my drug of choice is feeling lost in stories. If you think you never experienced this narcotic, allow me to refresh your memory. Attack on Titan, Made in Abyss, Chainsaw Man. These are all anime that make you feel lost. Once you think you've got it figured out, it slaps you with an Uno reverse card and shifts the entire foundation of the story. Not with cheap twists, but by redefining the stakes and reshaping everything you thought you knew. It is easy to recognize patterns in storytelling after a while. Watch enough anime, and your brain starts running on autopilot, predicting every trope before it happens. But Last Exile refuses to play by the rules. Mysteries keep stacking. It's a world that breathes on its own without you watching. A plot that never waits for you to catch up, and a reminder that sometimes the best stories are the ones that leave you lost. The world oozes authenticity and lore, which makes it much more believable. This is what happens when a writer actually cares about the universe they are cooking. What the fuck country do they live in solo leveling? Authenticity. That's what sets these worlds apart. But characters are your most dangerous tool in storytelling. In the first minutes of the show, we are introduced to this secondary character guy, Mulan Shetland, who believed that serving his country meant honor, purpose, maybe even a place in history. But in reality, it just meant surviving long enough to realize that he was nothing more than a tool, sharpened and discarded at someone else's convenience. In the first episode, he clings to that line, repeating it like it's a prayer, like if he says it enough times, it will mean something. And somehow, against all odds, he survives. Battle after battle, war after war, he earns 5 medals, the magic number that finally grants him the right to lay down his rifle and step off the battlefield for good. But by the time he earns his freedom, the real question is, was it ever his own to begin with? Hey, shut up, that's boring, is what you may be screaming at your screen right now. But these philosophical deep thoughts are what makes shows like this unique. The characters are constantly evolving and adapting to the story every single episode. And the cogs start to run. A pause in speech, a glance across the room, a hesitation before giving an order. You start to notice every little detail, wondering what it means. It feels as if every character matters and everyone is the main character of their story. Mulan gets influenced by Claus and Lavie. That influence spreads to Dio, and before you know it, a single action sets off a chain reaction that spirals beyond control. You get the sense that everyone is a domino, tipping over one by one, pushed by an unseen force. No one is all good or all bad, except for this pedo dickhead. Last Exile was directed by Makoto Kobayashi, who got his start in the anime industry, get this, through plastic modeling to refine his mecha designs. And you simply can't talk about Last Exile without acknowledging the influence of French artist Mobius, who is behind the whole style of whatever this is. Katsuhiro Otomo, the creator of the masterpiece Akira, has openly acknowledged Mobius as one of his biggest inspirations. Kobayashi and his team essentially took Mobius's art and transformed it into an anime. And when an anime carries Mobius's touch, it always brings a smile to my face. Fun fact, Mobius was a longtime friend of Hayao Miyazaki and even named his daughter Nausicaa. Kobayashi's mecha design philosophy blends old and new elements, and you can see that style carry over into his later works like Steam Boy. The airships in Last Exile stand out with their unconventional designs. Have you seen before an airship that looks like this? Or this? Or even a Patrick Star airship? Last Exile's world has that same sense of lived-in mysterious place, where steampunk in organic shapes, technology and nature blend seamlessly, much like a Mobius sci-fi fantasy world. The art style has a vintage charm, and it's the kind of style that's not coming back, no matter how much they try to imitate it. The world building is filled with charming retro-futuristic details, which adds to the old meets new aesthetic. This is an anime I hated as a kid, and every time my older sister was watching it, I would fight her over the remote controller so I can watch Flapjack instead.
Good news, sir. You have the plague.
A reasonable amount of Flapjack, and I know most people gonna drop it after like 3 episodes, but the vibes are so alluring. It's like someone bottled up an adventure and dropped it into a TV screen, and that's such a fun aspect of the show. It's just one big adventure. That classic look, it's a whole experience. It feels like something from another era we will never get back. And it saddened me that such a beautiful anime is one of the last of a dead style. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, make sure you click that thumbs up button. If you want to see more like this, make sure you subscribe. And like always, see you in the next one.